Hello and
Hey.
welcome to Nice to Meet You. It's a place where we want to strengthen our relationships in the industry by highlighting others and what they're doing in business. My name is Denise, and today my guest is Karen. Hi, Karen. How are you?
Hey, I was a little quick on the draw there. I was so excited.
Well, welcome. Give us your full name, what you do, and let's get right in and tell everybody a little bit about what you do and your business.
Okay, my name is Karen Gregory. I'm actually a registered nurse, and I'm also certified in dental infection prevention and control. A couple of years ago, I started a consulting business, and I am focusing mainly in the dental industry. Previous to that, I was with a company for 17 years,
Oh, wow.
and we did compliance for both medical and dental practices. And through a series of events, I really realized that there was something about dentistry and the people in dentistry that just it was so engaging, and it
Mhm.
meant so much to me that when I went into a mini retirement, I guess, and started my own business, I decided to focus just on dentistry, on safety, a lot of work around instrument reprocessing, those kinds of things.
We need that. We definitely
Yes,
need dentistry
yes,
is a
we
great
do.
we do,
We
right?
we
Dentistry
we we
is
need,
the bill.
especially in the outpatient world. And I'm gonna be quite honest with you, it doesn't seem to matter whether it's medical outpatient or dental
Mhm.
outpatient. There's a lot of misunderstanding about safety measures in
Yes,
that environment and what you need to do to be safe, and also what you need to do to keep your patients safe.
this is true because it's
Yeah.
not just about going in and doing the work. You've got to keep
Absolutely.
everybody safe. And along the lines of that safety message, I know
Yep.
there's a few other things that you're doing to help people in
Yes.
the industry. Tell everybody about that.
I am. One of the things that I've really been burdened about is human trafficking.
Mhm.
And so I call it my passion project,
Yeah.
because it's totally different than anything that I've ever done. But as I learned more about human trafficking, and by the way, it is not the white van pulling up to the side of the road and snatching a kid.
Which
That
is
is
what
not
we
what happened.
think, that's what we see, that's
It
what we
is.
see, that's what we think. Right.
It is a very intentional process. It is a very well run machine, a business, and over 200 million dollars.
Wow.
Maybe it's more than that. Maybe it's a
Wow.
billion. I'm sorry, I'm having a little brain lag. It is only second to drug trafficking
Wow.
income. So
Wow.
but I realized that in learning about it, that a lot of people that are involved and are being trafficked actually intersect with healthcare.
Mm.
There's some statistics that over 80% of people actually intersect with healthcare, and healthcare providers don't even realize that this person is sitting in front of them. And so I've had the opportunity, and I've got a couple of opportunities coming up to work with people both in dentistry and on the medical side of the business to talk about what human trafficking really is
Right.
and how to recognize it and the value of building relationships. Because here's the sad reality: with one conversation, you're not going to pull somebody out of trafficking. They don't even realize they're being trafficked.
That's
Now,
sad.
the exception to that is if it's a minor.
Mhm,
If it's a
mhm.
minor, then you're required by law to report and get that child some help.
Right.
But it's really crucial to build those relationships, build the trust, have resources
Right.
available that you
Mhm.
can offer. But we need to start those conversations. People need to be aware that
Yes.
they could be dealing with someone who is being trafficked at any
Yes.
point in their day.
And you know what's interesting is we're aware it's happening, but we don't have enough people talking about it. So
Right.
I
Right.
feel like I can see the passion in you when you're talking
Yeah.
about this. You're
Yeah.
inspired by this, and it's something has inspired you to say, I see this, I have a message, and I want to get this out there.
Right.
How would you inspire others to it isn't uncomfortable. It is an uncomfortable
Right.
conversation, but it's happening and it's a necessary conversation. What
Yeah.
would you, if you had to give some advice on opening up to talk about this or to find out, what would you say, since you're inspired, to inspire others to kind of open their
Well,
eyes with this?
you know, listen to your heart.
Like
You,
that.
if you listen to your heart,
Like that.
and this topic came up in so many different odd scenarios, sitting in the middle of a hotel lobby
Hmm.
beside a lady whose daughter was involved in sextortion, which is
Mm.
another really difficult subject. And
Mhm.
she poured her out to me, not knowing anything about me. And she was saying people need to know. So
Right.
there were messages along the way. I
Hmm.
have a strong faith, and I feel like the Lord was saying to me, Karen, you have a platform.
Yes.
I've been speaking for almost 15 years.
Oh, wow.
And so people know me in the industry as, okay, she does safety. And this is safety at
I
a
was
certain
just going to
level. It's
say,
patient
this is
safety. You know
taking
what I'm
it to the
saying?
next level of
And
safety. Yes.
right. And so this is something that you're passionate about,
Hmm.
and there's a need, step out. And so that it's really here
Hmm.
because I truly believe if you're passionate about something, you'll talk about it and
Yes.
people will listen. If you are passionate, people
Hmm.
will listen. I believe they will listen to what you say. And I know in several of the presentations, people have come up to me afterwards and said, "You're right. I had no idea. I had no idea what this
Hmm.
looked like or that there were resources available." And let me just say this one thing. If it impacts you as you're dealing with your family, children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, whoever, then it's worth that too,
That's right.
because
That's right.
it could happen to any of us,
That's right.
any of our
That's right.
family members too.
That's right. That's a very good point. A lot of people like to say, well, it's not happening to me. It can happen.
It can
That's
happen.
someone's family. And how do you know if you don't know the things to look for?
Exactly.
I would normally, my next question would have been, what are you doing to inspire change? But you just touched on some of the
Oh,
things that you're doing to inspire change, which is great. Um, if you, so you're speaking about it,
yeah.
are you going out into organizations? Tell us a little more about some of the things you're doing besides
Yeah,
speaking.
you know what? That's a great question. Right now, I am speaking more so in May, I'm speaking for the North Carolina Medical Group
Mhm,
Managers.
mhm.
I just recorded a session for NOAA.
Oh,
They're
okay.
having their virtual event right
Mhm,
now.
mhm.
And so, which I think is an amazing organization to hear this message because
Yeah.
they're in public health.
Mhm.
Um, I have been asked by a waterline company
Oh, wow.
to do a podcast,
That's
and
awesome.
they wanted to talk to me about human trafficking. Uh,
Mhm.
if I had um, a wish of an organization that I would like to talk to, it would be kids in middle and high school.
Ah, love it because you're giving them the prevention side of it.
Right, right. And this everybody's not your friend. It's kind of like
Right.
when my kids were younger, the stranger danger,
Yes.
and I think we may have taken that too far.
Mhm.
So there is a balance.
Right.
But being aware of,
Mhm.
the fact that especially in an online environment with kids, and
Yes.
they all have their phones up to
Yes.
their faces all the time, that you cannot always take, oh my goodness, what happened?
You're
Oh, there
still
you
here.
are, I apologize.
Yeah.
um
Okay.
you can't always take things at face value.
That's
There
right.
needs to be a sense of suspicion.
Yes.
And I would love it if their parents were there to hear
Yeah.
too.
Oh my goodness, this sounds like you're onto something. You might want to create
Well,
something like that.
yeah,
Talk to the
y-
schools.
I've thought about it. It's actually the first time I've said it out
Uh,
loud.
and
So
you're
who knows?
manifesting it. We all hear it. You need to go to the schools with this.
Yeah.
You need to
Yeah,
go to
I
the
think
schools and and go out there and get this message out. It can save lives. If it
It
saves
really
one
could.
person, Karen, if it saves one person,
Right.
it's worth it. And if it educates all of these people, it's worth it
Oh,
because they
no,
can make
I
decisions.
agree.
No.
Again, and we had talked about this earlier,
Hmm.
there's a lot of things that people don't even know that they don't know.
Hmm.
And this
That's
is
true.
one of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So see,
And I was
I'm
the
seeing
same.
this plan of you creating this thing and this one of your presentation, going to the school board and saying, this is something I'd love to come in and speak. And
Yeah.
I feel like they might, you'll get somebody that says yes and go.
Well, you know what I might do? Because you've challenged me a little bit.
Mhm.
I may go to the high school that my grandchildren are in
There you
and
go.
talk
There's
to
a
them
start.
and see if it would be something they would be
There's a
open to.
start.
Interestingly, my older grandchild who graduates from high school this year sat in
Mhm.
on my very first presentation on human trafficking,
Wow.
and
Wow.
she was surprised. She,
Wow. See, wow, there it
yeah,
is. So
yeah,
if anybody here that's watching this has a connection that Karen can get this message out, contact her. This
yeah,
is an
yeah,
important
that'd be cool.
message.
Who,
Uh,
who
And
knows?
right. And Karen,
Yeah.
even for any of the watchers or viewers that are dental that may want to have you come and speak at a conference or connect you to a school, anything, if someone wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do that?
Well, they can email me. It's pretty simple. It's long, but it's simple. It's Karen at KarenGregoryConsulting.com. I
Hmm.
also have a website.
Okay.
Same thing, Karen Gregory Consulting. I am on Instagram at Safety Stuff That Matters.
Hmm.
So
Love it.
that's kind of my focus. Um,
Yes. And
Life is short, do stuff that matters. That is something that my mentor, the first dentist who ever believed in me, he took a chance on this nurse, and he would say, "Life is short, do stuff that matters." And
oh,
I think
love it.
that's an important message, don't you?
It really is. And I feel
Yeah,
like you're the epitome of that because you started with one type of safety, like the OSHA type,
right.
getting all of that. And now you're not staying there. You're
Yeah,
growing into something else that you're seeing there's a need. And that is the human traffic part of it, which is still under the umbrella of safety, which
it
is
is.
still, like you said, if it matters, do it. I, for those of, I mean, I love how we met. We happened to
Yeah,
meet at Chicago Midwinter
yeah,
in a coffee shop. and,
right. My favorite thing, coffee.
and and so I love the fact that when I heard your story, I was instantly like, I need to have her come on to Nice to Meet You because we all need to help each other get these messages out. And I
Yes,
see the passion that you have. I love that. And I want to see what you're doing just go even further than you could even imagine. I want to be like, I knew her back when.
well, you know what? I appreciate that. It was kind of cool meeting you in the coffee shop, and I knew your face from, of course, Instagram, and I said I gotta go meet her. She's a personality.
See, it was
So
meant to
that's
be. It
kind
was
of
meant to
cool.
be. And you know what? I want to see if down the road we can partner on something. You never know.
You never knew.
You never know. We get to collaborate. So,
That's true.
stay tuned. We'll see
All
what
right.
we do.
All
So,
right.
thank you for coming on, talking about this message. If anybody wants to get in contact with Karen, she gave you the info. I'll put it in the article. Um, Karen, you're doing some amazing stuff. You're a hero. You're a shero, and this is what we need.
You know what? You are so kind. I walk through doors that are opened by the Lord for me, and I am grateful for that. I
Amen.
really am.
Amen. I
Yep.
love it. On that
Yep.
note, thank you everybody for joining us. And until next time, make it happen. Bye.